Hello and welcome to my video today. I have an inexpensive and easy modification for the Fisker Ocean. For those people that don't want to install a CarPlay or Android Auto device in their Fisker Ocean, they may just want to use their phone. Well, this is a mount that you can install on the car, and it's flexible enough that you can use it with a variety of phones, and also you can move it out of the way when it's not being used. So let's get started. And here's the box for the mount. It says magnetic phone holder. It has a picture of the device itself. On the back, we see that this one is actually black, but you can get it in other colors. I think black works best with the car. It'll blend in with the plastic on the screen. So let's open this up and check it out. All right, so it's in this plastic tray here. I'm gonna get it out. And let's see, we have an accessory pack here. Let's see what's inside of this. We have a magnetic ring. So if you have a phone that does not have Qi charging on it and or MagSafe, this will help it attach to the mount. So here's what it looks like. We have some 3M double-sided tape on this end here. This is where it's going to attach to the back of the LCD screen, and then it can rotate around and the phone can attach to this part here. And let's see, I think that's about it. I know this part can move, so you can rotate it around. So let's try this on the car and see how it works. But first, I am going to get my phone out. All right, let me move this out of the way. I have two different phones here that I can be testing this on. I have my older iPhone. I think this is the iPhone XR, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then this is an Android phone I just recently purchased to do some experimentation. So but neither of these has the magnet backing here, as you can see. It doesn't stick to this. So what I'll need to do is add this ring to the back of the phone. Probably best to center it like that. And then I could do it on this one. I think I have a few of these around. I'll have to look in my garage and see if I can attach two rings on so I can test both phones out. But yeah, it's going to be roughly going right here because it's not going to be actually used for the Qi charging. It's just going to be attaching to the mount. So it would be going like this. So I'll attach the rings and then I'll be installing the mount in the car. All right, so here we have the mount itself. There's a little arrow on the top of where you attach it to the screen here, and this gives you an idea of the direction it can go. So if we have it like this direction, which is where you would roughly put it, like that, if you have it so that the arrow is pointing down, you can move this like that when you rotate it and it will be hidden out of the way. However, if you want to mount it so that you have access to the phone up here, so if you had the phone on here and you wanted to have it mounted so that it is up high over here, you could do that if you wish. And then when you fold it, it would fold in this position. So it's up to you how you want to mount it. I'm going to mount it so that it will be mounted right around here so that the height of the phone is roughly at the height of the screen. And then when I disconnect it, I can fold this back behind the screen and it won't get in the way when you do the screen rotation. So I am going to install it so that this arrow here is facing down when you want it to be mounted. And because I want to have this folded like this when it's not being used. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but I like this one because it is super thin and it doesn't impede this screen when you're moving it to Hollywood mode. Now, when you're placing this on here, I would recommend mounting your phone on here and using that as a guide, because you don't want to have this mount too far in or too far out. So for example, I would like to have it right around here, and that's where I'm going to mount it. Depending on how close you want it to the screen, I'm going to have it so it's about 1/4 of an inch away from the screen. So that's up to you how close you want to have it to the screen. So when you're preparing to mount this on the screen, I recommend using some isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber cloth and cleaning this area off here so that the adhesion of the 3M double-sided tape is at its maximum. So once you get all of this clean, I would remove the protective film off of the 3M double-sided tape. And I am going to, like I mentioned, have a phone mounted on here and using this as the guide. So I'm going to remove the tape. Then I'm going to position this on the back right here. Roughly in this position. Now I'm going to take the phone off. And then I'm going to keep pressure on this and make sure that the 3M tape adheres well. And I would suggest leaving this to cure for at least an hour or two, and then you could put a phone on it. Until that time, I would suggest not having a phone on here because we want this to adhere to the screen. All right, so I am going to let this sit for a little bit and I'll come back and show you how it works. Oh, when you're done installing, you could take this protective film off of the magnet. So, for example, if you want to push this out of the way, you can just bend this down. And it is nice and flat. I'm going to test out Hollywood mode now. So I'm going to press the button. And there we go. We have Hollywood mode. And if you notice, the mount is not touching the screen. There's definitely at least 1/3 to 1/2 inch of space of clearance between that. So that's why it's really important to get this very flat mount. There are some mounts out there that are thicker, and they may have a problem of catching on the dashboard, and you don't want that to happen because you will damage the surface. So when you want to use it, you can just pull it out like this into the up position and then place your phone on it like so. And then you have access to your phone while you're driving. And yeah, so I think this is a nice mount. It's high enough so you can see it, and it's not too low that it gets blocked by the steering wheel or the gear shifter here. And when you're done, just slide your phone off of the magnetic mount. And here is the Android phone I was talking about, and I mount it in the same position as I had the iPhone, so that works pretty well too. If you have any questions or comments on this mounting system, please leave them in the comments section below. If you're interested in purchasing, I have links for Amazon in the video description. Very inexpensive, and I think it's a great addition for the Fisker Ocean, especially for those people that want to have alternative mapping and using your phone for other music sources. This comes in as a great solution, and it's flexible, and when you're not using it, you can fold the mount away like this, and you can't even tell it's there. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.